Mad Boomer here. Tonight is the third debate scam, and obviously this is a Democratic setup. I mean, but you know, Trump is a courageous guy. I don't care what they say. I didn't vote for him. He's the choice. It's the only choice. What's happening to this country? The single narrative, 1984, brave new world that we're going into. I think Trump should show up and then possibly walk out, maybe ask a couple questions to the moderator, which he's not allowed to do. But that's just me. NBC is the web version of NBC, owned by Comcast. If you look at the, and you realize the moderator is from that ilk, from that group. It's a group where if you're a conservative type of reporter, you won't last. They will get rid of you, just like all the other liberal newspapers. The conservative columnists and reporters are just dropping like flies off the map. So where are the Republican board members? They're listed on there. It's supposed to be half and half. How does this happen? I mean, it's total bias of the NBC. You know, I'm wishing for the good old days. I'm 66. I wish Mike Wallace of 60 Minutes. Could you imagine how much better that would be? Or you know, Cronkite, Peter Jennings. This is a joke. So we are repeating subjects from the last one. So we're not expanding anything. It'll be the same old COVID thing, which and the subjects are the weaker subjects for Trump, and the strong subjects are mysteriously not there. Foreign policy, China, many things, prison reform, the economy, wages, military, and none of that's there. It's going to be, I mean, I hope that President Trump just puts his hand out and says, like, any racism stuff, we've already gone through it. You mention it, I'm gone. Why aren't the subjects law and order, job creation, prison reform, stand on abortion? I mean, this is an insult to Americans, but they deserve it, because Americans live in a bubble much more than other Western democracies. I mean, you know, I've talked to people from Europe and stuff. They know a lot more about what's going on here. It seems like they, and here, you know, I watch Al Jazeera for my international news. You know, it's great. And my experience from living in the Philippines for an average of 6 months out of the year, my knowledge of China also is 10 times better than almost all American, because of the stuff that's going on in the Philippines, in the China Sea, the paving over of islands, the massive damage to the coral reefs, ships from China ramming Filipino fishing boats and leaving them to drown. You know, so yeah, you don't realize that foreign policy is really important, and it won't be there. It's like a joke. The military. So for Trump, you know, it's his strength. Middle East, China Sea, Korea. Do you notice that North Korea, it's not much going on, is there? A lot less than under Obama. ISIS, it's gone. Biden oversaw the power vacuum that was one of the primary reasons for ISIS. Biden wanted a preemptive strike on Iraq without doing inspections. He criticized Bush for not going in earlier and doing a surprise attack. Okay, isn't that a great policy that we should do all over the world? So many died, so many Iraqis. They hated us there. Biden has screwed up just about every foreign policy decision that he's been involved in a significant way. So you know, we can't answer back on questions that aren't asked. I mean, aren't answered. They'll mute the mic. Now, common debate discourse has always involved, after decades of television, back and forth, and some allowance, reasonable allowance. This is what debate is about. And Harris, the hypocrite who's gone way over time on Democratic primaries. Never mind. The liberals control everything. They control the press, entertainment. In entertainment, they're blacklisting entertainers that are conservative or for Trump. You got big tech, you got Google, you got Soros, and I can tell you why big tech is the major influence. Because the Democrats can do anything they want with big tech. It's okay, as long as they protect big tech's intention to remove the United States from being viewed as a country, and with the global market being their focus. They will put the United States in jeopardy if there is a global advantage to their profits and the way they hire here in the U.S. And they'll take people from all over the world and cut wages there and have them come in here, extremely wealthy families. I can get to that a little bit later. So, like I said, I think that President Trump should kind of stare down the moderator and ask two questions. Can you add a question on foreign policy, and will you promise not to include racism? And if the moderator won't add that question, and if racism is on the table, then he politely, with a nice comment, that will put them in their place and walk out. So, about COVID, there could have been 2 million deaths, and that was the estimate by experts, medical experts. My recollection back in March, April, and May, the subject wasn't Donald Trump. The subject was no masks, no ventilators, hospitals totally unprepared with nurses in really precarious positions, and just ask them, that's what was really happening. And we were unprepared, unlike, say, South Korea, who had bunny suits for their people, and they had these coffin-like plastic things for the patients that came from SARS that Obama completely screwed up, and he was just lucky. That's what the experts said on that one, and it never resulted in anything. So look at Trump vaccine. The therapy they had worked. And what did the liberals say? Nothing. The therapy was elitist. Instead of saying, there's hope. And then some reporters even asked him just the other day, have you abandoned your COVID response? What's the evidence? Nothing. So, Trump handlers, I don't know what they're doing. I wish I could be their consultant and add some of this stuff. But, even some news, Fox News and stuff have mentioned things that, and when he gets up there, some of these are obvious. I mean, what Biden did in the Middle East, Trump getting I don't think he's mentioned yet, the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm sorry, that was a screw up. No nomination, which of course the liberal press diminished down to nothing, saying that anybody can get that, and the whole process really, getting a nomination is nothing. Well, why did he get a nomination? That was what they should have said. That's what they would have said with the tour Obama, the double standards for so many of these issues. But that's it for now. Got a few hours left, and I hope it doesn't become another, unfair, arm behind your back situation for President Donald Trump.